Hello, happy September 1st. I'm here with my August wrap up. Let's get into it. So I read 11 books in August and I vlogged several of them, so I won't go super deep dive into what those were, but it's a good month for the most part. It felt really slow and like I didn't read a lot, but then I looked at Storygraph and I was like, nah girl, you read a decent amount. You definitely did. So I don't know what you think you weren't doing, but you did it. So let's see. Okay, Not Another Love Song by Julie Soto. I don't know if I vlogged this experience, but I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I was very iffy on it when I initially finished it. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a 3 or a 4, but I ended up landing at a 4 just because I liked Alex and Gwen's chemistry. Those cello scenes had no business being as hot as they were. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely lacking in some areas for me for what I typically enjoy in a romance, but I don't know. I had a good time, and what more can you ask for? Then I read Like Mother Like Daughter by Kimberly McCreight. I also gave this 4 stars, 4.25 stars. Had a good time with this mystery. It was not weird, but just different, which I really appreciated. This mom goes missing after she invites her estranged daughter over for dinner. She wants to tell her something, and the daughter doesn't know what's going on at all. Her parents are in the process of getting divorced, but she doesn't know that until after her mom goes missing and like her dad's infidelity. But her mom, she also thinks her mom is like a boring corporate lawyer, but her mom's a fixer, like very Olivia Pope, if you will. And she has no idea. So she doesn't know about all the possibilities as to why her mom's gone missing. And so you're following her trying to figure that out alongside the police. I wouldn't call this a wild story, but it was wild to me in some of the aspects of it. I was like, oh, that would never happen. But it was a fun mystery read. After that, I read This Ravenous Fate, which I did vlog, so I won't go too deep into that, but I gave that 4 stars. Hill Women, I read in that same vlog, gave 5 stars. Then after that, I needed just a little buffer, a little reset, so I picked up Consider Me by Becca Mack and did a reread of that for the 9,000th time, it feels like. And I have a physical copy now, which is crazy that I have yet to have one, but what are you gonna do? I pre-ordered these when I saw that the US copies finally had dates. I was going to order them from Blackwell's, but then I was like, well, I'll always have to order the series from Blackwell's to make sure that they're the same height and that the spines are the same and all that, and I just didn't want to deal with that, so I waited and waited. These technically don't hit stores until September 3rd, which is Tuesday, but I pre-ordered from Barnes & Noble and they already shipped, and some Barnes & Noble stores have them on the shelf already, so it might be out. So after that lovely palette cleanser, returning to one of my favorite hockey boys, I then picked up this, I'm going to refer to them as a duet, even though they're technically interconnected standalones, but to me it feels like a duet, was Don't Want You Like a Best Friend and You're the Problem It's You by Emma R. Albin. I loved these. Don't Want You Like a Best Friend, these 2 girls are trying to get their parents together and then in that process end up falling in love themselves. Super fun. There are high stakes feeling moments because it's, you know, the 1800s and you can't be gay. So it gets a little intense, but happy endings all around, I promise. Same with You're the Problem With You. That one's almost a double down of like you can't be gay, because it's one thing for girls to be gay. It's another for men to be gay. Why we have that, I don't understand, but whatever. Solid story. Enemies to lovers-ish, mostly misunderstanding to lovers. Lots of anxiety. Lots of fun fuck it moments. It was a great time. I would highly recommend the audio for both of those books. And then I read Passenger Princess by Morgan Elizabeth. This is my first Morgan Elizabeth. I think I talked about this in a video. I'm not 100% sure. I've been yapping a lot this month, which is not common for me, but I've been trying to lean into it. Had a great time with this bodyguard romance. The female main character in this one does a beauty pageant on a whim to help her friends, trying to use the publicity of that in like just influencer culture to help her friends struggling small businesses, which she does find success in. But because she's very Sandra Bullock miscongeniality with it, the true diehard pageant girls cannot stand her and someone is out for her head. And so she has a bodyguard as she goes on her, you know, year reign, maybe not a year-long tour. It's like a month or 2 months tour to begin her reign as Miss United States or whatever. Super fun, a little bit steamy. I then tried to read Crossover by Sarah Ward. I got this as an ARC actually, and I was really looking forward to it. It's supposed to be an equestrian FMC versus like basketball playing MMC, and I thought, oh, that's a sport crossover I've never seen before. I'm going to love this. I was struggling. I couldn't even make it to 100 pages. So unfortunately, I had to DNF that. But a big win for me was Voyage of the Damned by Frances White, which I gave 5 stars. I had the best time with this book. I tried to vlog this and struggled because brand new fantasy book, didn't want to give you a ton of spoilers. If you like a mystery with light thrilling elements, if you like a gay good time, if you like inappropriate comedic humor with a little bit of like internet culture jokey vibe without making actual internet culture references, that one's a great time. I loved the audio for that and would recommend it. And then to continue on my fantasy kick, I read The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, gave that 5 stars. That was a delightful, heartwarming surprise for me. Was not sure how I was going to feel about the author's book. Talked about it in that video, but I ended up really liking it. So much so that I think I'm going to do an audio pre-order through Libro for the sequel that comes out later this month. And then I tried to read Rocky by Serena Hart. If I'm being really honest, I wanted something short and smutty, and it was smutty, it was short, but the writing was so bad, I couldn't even look past it. It was bad. But Wildfire redeemed the month for me. I ended the month with this book. If you know me, you know that Icebreaker and I are not friends. When people say, oh, I love this hockey romance, I go, are you sure you like hockey romance? Because that is not it. She's not that girl. I read that in May. And my friend was like, listen, you're going to love Wildfire. It's going to be extremely your shit. You should read it. And I was like, okay, I will. I said, but I'm going to give Wildfire a real chance. I'm going to wait several months. Let the ick of Icebreaker leave my brain mostly. And then I will give Wildfire a chance. Well, August was the month for that. And I absolutely adore Russ and Aurora. So good. Spoke to my own problematic inner daddy issues. I love the safe spaces they created for each other. I love the camp environment. I love that we got a continued found family vibe with this, with the camp counselors. Because in Icebreaker, the one thing I did really love was all the hockey bros in the house. And they were really great. And they do make an appearance in this book a little bit as well. So I was glad we didn't have to miss out on that. Great time. I will probably read Daydream, but I'm seeing some iffy things that make me think back to Icebreaker, so I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm going to take another few months break from Miss Hannah Grace, and we'll try again. Maybe. I'm not making any promises. But yeah, those are all the books that I read this month. Let's talk about some things that I'm excited to have come out. There's a new Shane Rose coming out. I will put the thing here, Between Something and Something. It's that series that I affectionately call the Between series, even though that's not what the series name is. But every book starts with like between like love and loathing, between this and that, it's just that. Are the books good? Yes. Are they like high literary art? Absolutely not. What do they bring? An overprotective MMC, a feisty FMC, high quality smut, and just enough mystery with a teensy bits of thriller that seem fun. I have the best time with those. I'm looking forward to that coming out. Pucking Sweet by Miss Emily Rath is finally coming out. This was supposed to come out earlier in the summer. Got pushed back by the publisher. Fine. I have been chomping at the bit for Colton, Novi, and Poppy. I cannot wait. And she teased on her Instagram stories that this is no longer a like why choose situation. This is going to be like a full poly situation, which I personally am a fan of when it comes to multiple people being love interest in the book. I would much rather be a poly situation rather than a why choose and the men are fighting. I hate that. So I'm excited for this. I absolutely love that series. Can't wait to see all my favorite characters again. This is going to be great. That comes out the 24th, I believe. I'll put all the dates on the screen with the covers as I talk about these. What else is coming out this month? Ooh, Fireline by Maggie Gates. You guys know I devoured the first 2 Griffith Brother books, which were Dust Storm and Downpour. Loved those. Absolutely loved those. Next book comes out in like 8 days, I think. Cannot wait. This one is the, I think, chef for the restaurant that they opened in the second book is on the premises, and she and the third Griffith brother do not get along, so I'm expecting some very steamy hate to love situations. Cannot wait. Maggie Gates' writing is can't wait. It's gonna be great. The second House in the Cerulean Sea book comes out this month. I am now looking forward to that. It follows Arthur. Me and character names, man. It's rough. He is going to talk about his terrible childhood experience with the guy that kept him chained in that weird basement situation. I know that that's the premise of it, but I'm sure there will be lots of whimsy. The kids will make an appearance. It'll be cute. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. I'm excited. Linus, I think, is the other MMC, and they're trying to like adopt the kids. Can't wait. It's gonna be great. There is a bunch of books coming out this month, and like my brain is just like forgetting. Then we get the new Erin Mackenzie this month too. Third book in the series, Brothers Best Friends, Frenemies to Lovers situation. It's Summer, who is Abby's best friend, and Abby is from the first book of with Abby and Ford. The End Zone? No. Line of Scrimmage? Line of Scrimmage is book 1, The End Zone is book 2. From the first book, and Chase, I think, is her brother. Yeah, Chase is Abby's brother. We meet him because Abby's living with him in the first book. Summer comes to visit. You see them bickering, and you just know, like, there's sexual tension there. I see it. You see it. Are you going to admit it? Well, Chase is now a delightfully hot baby daddy, trying to do the best that he can, and Summer moves in to help him with the baby. Classic single dad nanny situation. There's history between them. I'm excited. Summer looks like she's about to be the world's best bulldog, like gonna go full mama bear, and I can't wait to see it. Cannot wait. There are other things coming out this month. Wingman by Stephanie Archer. I don't know if this is coming out this month or I'm just getting the arc this month, because I know I got approved for it and the email said it was coming in September, but I can't remember if that book comes out the end of September or the beginning of October, but I'm talking about it, so I'll put the little thing here on the screen. Do I know what this is about? No, I don't remember. I just know it's going to follow that same hockey group that I absolutely love and have the best time with, and I can't wait. It's going to be a good time. That's all I know. Stephanie Archer writes good shit. I like good shit. We're going to have a good time. I think that's it. It's probably not, because when I tell you there are no less than 20 titles that I saw coming out in September between both Trad Publishing and Indie that I was excited about. Oh, Blue Sisters, Coco Mellors. I still haven't read Cleopatra and Frankenstein, but the new one's coming out. The thing is, I know I'm going to want it in paperback. I'm not going to want a hardcover, because like this, quality floppy paperback. So why would I want a hardcover next to it, you know? So maybe I'll ebook that if I get through this first. I don't know. But we can talk about that. The books that are already on my shelves that I want to read, this is near the top of that list. So is Bright Young Women, top of that list. And The School of Good Mothers. This one's short too. Like, it's really calling to me. I'm in the middle of Fourth Ring right now, and I can't decide if I want to just put it down so I can pick these up, or if I want to like force myself to finish it, because I'm having a good time when I sit down to actually read it, but I don't reach for it often. And I think it's because when I read fantasy, I often like to have the audiobook going in tandem while I'm reading. There's something about it that makes me feel even more immersed in the world, and I really enjoy that. But I've heard that the audiobook for Fourth Wing is not good. And so I did not download it, even though I have a credit available on Libro and on Audible. I'm afraid to waste a credit on it, though. I heard that it's not that, like, it's bad because the narrator seems like they were maybe sick while they recorded it, and it was a rush recording from what I remember. And so it just doesn't sound good. And I don't know if I could deal with that. And I'm already 20 chapters in or something, and like 200 something pages. Like, I'm deep enough into the book that I really don't need it, but I need to like make myself sit down and read. And lately I have been rearranging my apartment. I'm gonna clean my oven later, and it would just be nice to pop some headphones on, have an audiobook while I do that. So I don't know. I also grabbed Penance from Libby. I really love that cover, and I think I might end up buying a copy of it if I end up really liking the book. But I was able to grab that on Libby, so I have that waiting on me too. So much to read, so little time. But it's Labor Day weekend. I didn't do any reading. Well, I shouldn't say that. I finished Wildfire yesterday morning, but after that I did no reading all of Saturday. So I would really love to get some solid reading done for the rest of this weekend, and specifically tomorrow, Monday, where I don't work and no one needs me for anything. I should be reading. I should be living the life of luxury. So I'm going to try to do that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. There's just so many books coming out, and there's so many that I already feel like I've missed that I want to read. And I'm in that conundrum of, I know I'm never going to be able to read every book that I've wanted to read, but I should just enjoy the ride while I have it. So that's where I'm at. That's my conundrum. Talk to me about the books that you are looking forward to in September, whether they're brand new or they're just on your backlist TBR. Would love to hear about them all. Tell me about your favorite book from August. And if you've made it this far into the video, leave the bat emoji, because I'm trying to usher in fall and spooky season, and I love the bats. Have a great time. Happy reading, and I will see you in another video soon.